Good day, fellow citizens, and welcome to day 7, I believe it is, of IAE. That is Drake Day. So, Drake is kind of known as a no-frills, what gets the job done, super durable, versatile manufacturer. So we have a couple of show floors to show you today. If this guy is done having fun, I guess. Got a couple of show floors to show you today. So let's jump into it without further ado. Okay, so starting out on the right-hand side, we've got the cutter. That is the original variant of the cutter. There's a couple of cutters out here today. It's kind of a general all-purpose starting ship. I think it can carry 4 SCU. Nothing super big, again, no frills, which is really the theme of Drake. Over on the left-hand side here, we've got the Cutter Scout. So this is kind of like the Cutter, but it's really been stripped down, focused on scouting for obvious reasons. In the back here, we've actually got the Caterpillar. So the Caterpillar is one of the first ships in game that they promised modularity on. So by the time that they're done and they actually introduce all the modularity, you'll have different modular bays for things like crew quarters, refining, whatever we can possibly dream of. That being said, they really have not announced or talked about when those modules will actually be available. So for now, it's one of the larger cargo ships in the game. And then finally, over in the back corner, got another variant of the Rambler. Or sorry, another variant of the Cutter. Cutter Rambler. All right, just give me a second and I will hop over into one of the side decks for you. All right, so through the magic of editing, we are over in the conference room 5. So this conference room is really apprised of the Cutlass series of ships, as well as the Vulture. So let's go down and take a closer look, shall we? So starting over on the right-hand side, we've got the Cutlass Steel. This is they call it a fighter ship or a troop transport ship, kind of medium in size. So I believe the back is all filled with jump seats in that one. Over here, we've got the Cutlass Blue. This is really meant more for bounty hunting than anything else. In the center, got the Drake Vulture. Those of you who watch the channel, I'm definitely no stranger of that. I'm sure you've seen them. It's a couple of videos I have out with it. It's one of the 2 salvage ships in game. It's the smaller one, the only one that's supposed to be solo playable. That being said, it is actually one of my favorite ships, and I normally drive this thing around as a daily driver. Just because when you find something salvageable, you can quickly grab it and continue on your way. So in the back left corner here, back in the Cutlass series, we've got the Cutlass Red. So this is a medical ship, so it has a couple of medical bays in it, I believe. And then finally, the original Cutlass Black. This is let's call it an advanced starter ship. Really kind of more of a multi-purpose ship. I wonder if they actually have it claimed as. Well, they claim it to be a medium fighter, medium freight. So yeah, a multi-purpose ship. It's got a decent amount of storage in the back, pretty easy to fly, meant for 2 people. It's a pretty good all-around ship. All right, so as we move over into the next conference hall, just an update today. We actually had an episode 3. Now, I don't know for sure if this will be the final episode, but we'll see. We are running out of days at IAE here. So they started off talking about master modes today. Kind of where they went wrong, where they're going to correct it. They didn't say they went wrong, but kind of the future of master modes and how they really want to use it to give players the flexibility, and how things like crafting will come into play to make faster ships in certain situations. We also talked about the Starliner and how that'll be released after release 1.0. It's kind of a clue, wasn't really a definitive answer, but they exposed one of the ships that was teased at CitizenCon. It'll be a variant of one of the ships that was teased last year. Talked about the Mule. I don't know if the Mule is a little tiny, almost forklift type vehicle. And really its holdup is they're waiting for the ability to release items remotely from the cockpit, or that actually becomes a really useful ship. We got confirmation that the Guardian will be coming with release 4.0. I suspect we'll see a lot of the ships we expected to see at IAE at release 4.0, which again should be out by the end of this year. So really, sometime in the next few weeks, actually. We also got confirmation that the Ironclad is currently in production. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ironclad pop out with 4.0, but we'll have to wait and see. It is Drake Day after all, so it's good to hear that's coming out. And then finally, last but not least, they have a Black Friday sale. Anybody who's purchased the Crusader Intrepid during IAE will actually have a free skin given to them. I forget exactly what they call it. It's basically like a midnight skin where everything is blacked out. In the pictures I've seen so far, it looks really nice. Now, if you are one of those people who bought it, they say it'll be coming in the next couple of days, so I don't think it's actually fully ready yet. That being said, we might actually want to expect a patch in the next couple of days as well. That's normally what that means. So just a heads up to everyone, don't buy too many drinks. Okay, over in the next conference hall here. That was really the only updates that we had from episode 3 today. So first up on the right-hand side, we've got the Herald. So this kind of looks, some people call it a tick, but I kind of think of it as a big brain ship. I don't know, I just see a brain with a cockpit on the front of it. This is actually a data running ship. So the data running functionality isn't actually in-game yet, but the idea with this ship is super fast to get to your destination, get your information, and get out. Okay. Now in the middle, we've got the Corsair. It's an interesting ship. It's actually quite a big ship when you actually tour it. That being said, I'm very frustrated with how it is not symmetrical. When the wings come down, they come down differently. And for some reason, personally, that just really bugs me. And then finally over here, we've got the Buccaneer. So the Buccaneer is a small to large fighter, I guess you would call it. Or sorry, small to medium fighter. It's one of the most powerful small and medium fighters in the game. So definitely take that one for a test fly. All right. Give me a second. I will hop downstairs for the final leg of our tour. All right. Immediately downstairs on the left-hand side from, as you walk downstairs onto the main conference hall, we're greeted by the Dragonfly. I didn't realize this actually comes in variants, but this is the Dragonfly Black, so the racing variant of the Dragonfly. I believe these are the same. Okay, let's hop over into the holodeck and see what we have for us down here today. The Kraken. So this is the ship I tried to buy when I first joined the game about a year ago. I didn't realize it wasn't in game. To me, it had everything that I possibly could want to fork out some money. And yeah, it's not available yet. I'm really excited to see this ship come out. I believe it is in limited time sales today and already sold out. On the other side, we've got, I believe this is the Ironclad. Yep. This is the Ironclad that I talked about. It's confirmed to be in production. Again, hopefully we see this sooner rather than later, but if it's in production, really it can be any time in the next year, possibly even beyond. So we'll just have to wait and see. Personally, I'm thinking of buying the Ironclad Assault. Oddly, it says that it is actually capable of being flown by a single player, has a minimum crew size of 1. So we'll see if that actually changes when they launch. And then last but not least, the moles that I was talking about earlier. So these are those little forklift type vehicles. Like I say, they won't get their full functionality until they build the ability for the cargo units to actually be dropped out of the ship remotely. Whereas right now, I think you can only put something in the back of it, and you have to use a tractor beam to remove it, which makes it a lot more clunky than just walking around with a tractor beam anyway. All right, that wraps up our show for today. Again, I'm doing these every day of IAE, so if you want to hear about tomorrow's updates, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And with that said, I will see you tomorrow.